Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Fandom United. My name is Gio, and this is Daily News Recap for July 29th. Happy Thursday. It's an exciting day. I am a couple hours away from watching James Gunn's The Suicide Squad. I managed to get myself an advanced screening, so I'm excited about that and excited to share my thoughts with you guys going into the weekend. So today is just absolutely crazy. It is insane. I was planning on doing a small daily news recap of just a couple topics. And then as the day went on, a lot of stuff started happening. We got our first look at Ridley Scott's upcoming crime drama, House of Gucci. Our favorite guy, J.K. Simmons, is returning as Commissioner Gordon in the DCEU. We got our first look at Hawkeye. And in a move that is surprising no one if you pay attention, ScarJo, who plays Black Widow, is suing Disney. We'll get into all this madness, but first, I want to start with something that happened within the hour. Okay, it's 2:30 Pacific time, and David Ayer, director of 2016 Suicide Squad, dropped a bomb on Twitter, and it caught the attention of a couple of major trades. Here's the Hollywood Reporter saying David Ayer blasts Suicide Squad. The studio cut is not my movie. Now, a little bit of context how all this started. So, a film critic on Twitter decided, and you can see on the bottom, he said, after watching James Gunn's Suicide Squad, he said, many times while watching the new movie, I thought, yeah, David Ayer should just abandon the idea of that director's cut. And I had a problem with this as well as David Ayer. Okay, why do you feel the need to throw punches at other filmmakers when critiquing another movie? That's my problem with critics today. That's why I say 99% of them are just trash, okay? Because this is what has been going on for the past 5 years as far as being a DC fan. They love their Marvel movies, and I'm a fan of Marvel. I am. But at the same time, you have critics who just can't help themselves, as if they have a personal, I don't know, like grievance against the filmmakers that they have to throw shots at them. And so let's get into what David Ayer responded because he quote tweeted that a hole critic, Tim Geyerson, whatever the hell his name is. And this is what David Ayer had to say. I'm going to read through his response because it's a heartfelt one that he put a lot of thought and emotion into. So David Ayer responded by saying, my turn. I don't know what quit is. I am not who you think I am. Nothing in my life was handed to me. It's been a struggle from the jump. My pops committed suicide Christmas morning when I was 4 in Miami. And that was just the beginning. Foster care, abuse, disruption, chaos. I went to more schools than I can count. What stability? I was in South LA doing hood rat shit as a kid. Got arrested. LA County probation forever. Had to take the bus to Crenshaw and Exposition to see the gang lady twice a month. But that didn't stop me from doing a lot of stupid and dangerous shit. I was the kid everyone just knew was going to end up dead or in prison, and I was in the right hood for it. I've seen bodies, blood, heads busted open, watched people die, stepped on brains on the sidewalk to catch my bus, been shot at more times than I can remember, got my ass beat by LAPD, Latanzio. One of the first crack houses in LA was on my block, Rolling 20s hood. I dropped out of high school and took every day in the streets holding a wall up on the bodega. Took someone dying in my arms covered in their blood and vomit to wake me up. So I joined the Navy and served on a nuclear submarine, and I saw more. And I experienced things that seared my soul. I tried 67 days underwater in a steel tube when you're running out of food. The Navy broke me, and the Navy saved me. I learned discipline, and the Navy gave me a work ethic. I lived in Sinaloa, Baja California, bounced back and forth, worked any job I could after that, house painting, construction, electrician, I started writing screenplays because someone saw something in me I didn't. Wesley Strick, thank you, saved my life. I wrote, and I got sucked back into the streets, smoking PCP and cruising in my old Cutlass. I didn't have a refrigerator. I didn't have a bed. I had nothing, didn't file tax returns for 7 years. I had no future, and I figured I was just burning time until I caught a case and got locked up. That's where Training Day came from. I saw it happen. I heard all the neighborhood stories. I wrote them down. I poured my soul on the page. And when someone offered me 30,000 for the rights, I laughed. But Training Day was special. Of course, no one believed it at the time. The nice Hollywood folks refused to believe cops could be that corrupt. Then the Rampart scandal happened, and they realized maybe it's real. Took years to get that movie made, and it changed my life. The lesson of that script: put your pain on the page. That's why I tell stories. I've seen life, I've seen people, I've seen the bad do good and the good do bad. I write about my lived truth, and I take the risk, like putting my house on the line to direct my first movie. I put my life into Suicide Squad. I made something amazing. My cut is intricate, an emotional journey with some bad people who are shit on and discarded, a theme that resonates in my soul. The studio cut is not my movie. Read that again. I will. The studio cut is not my movie. And my cut is not the 10-week director's cut. It's a fully mature edit by Lee Smith, standing on the incredible work by John Gilroy. It's all Stephen Price's brilliant score, with not a single radio song in the whole thing. It has traditional character arcs, amazing performances, a solid third act resolution. A handful of people have seen it. If someone says they have seen it, they haven't. So, yeah, should be clear by now. I don't have any quit in me. Never have. And why should I? Every day, breathing is a gift. I thought my story was going to end in a grave or in a cell long ago. So these I'm living are bonus rounds. I'm so honored and blessed to have the career I do. Quit? After my kids watch me come home every day, after the studio takeover of the edit with my heart torn out? Who would I be to them if I quit? I've never told my side of the story, and I never will. Why? Same reason no one will ever know what happened on my submarine. I keep my covenants. I'm old school like that. So I kept my mouth shut, and I took the tsunami, sometimes shockingly personal criticism. Why? That's what I've done my whole life. Real talk, I'd rather get shot at. I'm so proud of James and excited to see the success that's coming. I support WB, and I'm thrilled the franchise is getting the legs it needs. I'm rooting for everyone, the cast, the crew. Every movie is a miracle, and James's brilliant work will be the miracles of miracles. I appreciate your patience. I will no longer speak publicly on this matter. Wow. Heartfelt, honest response by David Ayer. How could you not like the guy after reading that? Okay, and my apologies for messing up on that. But this is a very emotional topic. I mean, if you think for fans, how about for David Ayer, who has just taken punch after punch, shot after shot, years after years since 2016's Suicide Squad. Okay, he's been less vocal than Zack Snyder has when it came to the Snyder cut. And if anybody deserves justice like Zack Snyder got, it's David Ayer. There is no question about that. And I really hope David Ayer gets his cut. Release the Ayer cut. Hashtag release the Ayer cut. I've said it before. I think it happens. I think the success of an R-rated Suicide Squad will have the execs saying, what do we have in this dark version that David Ayer is talking about? This grounded, gritty version. And now, this critic who may not be a fan of David Ayer might have just done David Ayer a favor. Now people are talking about Suicide Squad. So, hey, to that critic out there, thanks. Leave me your thoughts on this topic, this matter. What do you think? Are you going to watch James Gunn's Suicide Squad or not? Let me know your thoughts. And let's move on to the other big topic that happened today, and that is Scarlett Johansson sues Disney over Black Widow streaming release. This from the Wall Street Journal. Now, y'all know how I do on this channel. Instead of reading the lengthy article, I'm not. Instead, I'm going to give you the greatest hits, the biggest takeaways of the article. One of the quotes read Disney intentionally induced Marvel's breach of the agreement without justification in order to prevent Miss Johansson from realizing the full benefit of her bargain with Marvel, the suit said. A representative, Miss Johansson, said, "This will surely not be the last case where Hollywood talent stands up to Disney and makes it clear that whatever the company may pretend, it has a legal obligation to honor its contracts." According to the complaint, Ms. Johansson's representatives sought to renegotiate her contract after learning of the dual release strategy for Black Widow, which she has said is her ninth and last Marvel movie. The decision to put the movie on Disney Plus is projected to cost Ms. Johansson more than 50 million. A person familiar with details of her contract claimed. In March 2019, an email included in the suit, Marvel chief counsel Dave Galluzzi said the release would be according to a traditional theatrical model, adding, "We understand that should the plan change, we would need to discuss this with you and come to an understanding that as the deal is based on a series of very large box office bonuses." And I take it that conversation never happened. Finally, internally, some executives at Disney worried that an at home release would tarnish the overall appeal of the Marvel brand, which has produced the biggest offerings in Hollywood over the past several years. Whew, man. So, yeah, ScarJo has a right to be upset. Contract was breached, and judging by the Wall Street Journal article, a conversation was never happened. A conversation never happened, and per the email, there is proof. So this is not the first time that has happened. Denzel Washington has expressed his complaints with Warner Brothers dropping the little things on HBO Max. Of course, we know about Gal Gadot and Patty Jenkins with Wonder Woman 84 and how WB had to pay a lot of money for them in order to make that movie happen. A Christmas Day release on HBO Max this past Christmas. And then, of course, Warner Brothers and them dropping their entire 2021 slate on HBO Max at no additional cost. That pissed off Legendary Pictures with Godzilla versus Kong. Warner Brothers had to pay them money too. So I'm not defending the studios. We are in a time unlike anything that has ever happened in the past century with this pandemic. It is not letting up. The Delta variant is still out there. People are still refusing to get vaccinated, which I'm not going to get into that. You do you, whatever you think you should do for your own health. But studios, look, this is one of those an act of God, okay? And they're trying to look out for what's in the best interest of their company. And as a result, the actors, the filmmakers, directors, they're all firing back, and the studios are having to pay money. ScarJo will get paid. This will get settled. She's not really burning any bridges, in my opinion, with Disney. She's just standing up for what's right, and good for her. You guys give me your thoughts on this. This is interesting. Of course, we're just consumers as people who subscribe to these streaming services. We're getting all the benefits of getting these movies on streaming platforms. Sure, with Disney Plus, you have to pay a little bit more, but in certain situations that might be more cost efficient as opposed to going to the movie theater. So let me know your thoughts down below on that. Let's go to DC. J.K. Simmons is in talks to return as Commissioner Gordon, and it will be for the upcoming Batgirl series on HBO Max. I'm sorry, not series, movie. Batgirl movie. My apologies. The Oscar winning actor is in negotiations to reprise the role of the classic Batman character, Commissioner James Gordon, in Batgirl, Warner Brothers' feature for HBO Max that is casting up swiftly. Now, we last saw Commissioner Gordon in Zack Snyder's Justice League. He initially signed a 3-picture deal. J.K. Simmons was recently in The Tomorrow War, which was a Prime Video streaming exclusive. So him coming back for another streaming project makes sense. It gives us a little more context in regards to the Batgirl, where it takes place. We have our answer. It's in the DCEU. You consider Commissioner Gordon, J.K. Simmons, who was in Zack Snyder's Justice League, is returning. Batgirl, Leslie Grace's Batgirl, will officially be for the DCEU. That is confirmation. And how about this Batgirl project, huh? You get the Bad Boys for Life directors, Adi and Bilal. You have a script by Christina Hodson, who did Birds of Prey. We'll see about The Flash, and now Batgirl. And now you have J.K. Simmons coming back. All of a sudden, this Batgirl project is getting more and more exciting. And I can't wait for that panel at DC Fandom. Again, happening this October. Make sure you're subscribed because I will be covering it live as it happens. The Batgirl panel just got even more exciting. The Batgirl movie just got even more exciting. You guys let me know your thoughts on that. And let's go to the House of Gucci. Ridley Scott's upcoming crime drama. We got official character posters. And how about this cast? Wow. And I'm going to try not to butcher the names because I've been getting destroyed on my Matrix 4 video for not knowing the names or pronouncing them right. So here I go. So Lady Gaga as Patrizia Reggiani, Adam Driver as Maurizio Gucci. You got Jared Leto as Paolo Gucci, Jeremy Irons as Rodolfo Gucci, and Al Pacino as Aldo Gucci. How about that cast right there? That is an all-star cast. And Jared Leto, wow. How about those prosthetics right there? All of them have great costumes, but Jared Leto, I keep looking at him and going, man, almost unrecognizable. Almost. But man, Lady Gaga, Adam Driver, Jared Leto, Jeremy Irons, Al Pacino. That is an ensemble. Not pictured is Jack Houston as Domenico De Sol and Salma Hayek as Giuseppina Emma. So, in case you're unfamiliar, The House of Gucci is set in 1995, tells the story of how Patrizia Reggiani, the ex-wife of Maurizio Gucci, plotted to kill her husband, the grandson of renowned fashion designer Guccio Gucci. Salma Hayek will play Pina Ariema, who was a clairvoyant friend of Black Widow Reggiani, who was sentenced to 26 years in prison after her trial in 1998. And according to Gucci CEO Marco Bizzarri, the fashion house cooperated with the production and gave them full access to their archives for wardrobe and props. The movie releases November 24th, 2021. And here's another look at the character posters, another up-close shot. Man, Adam Driver, man, that guy, incredible actor. Lady Gaga surprised us all in the movie that she did with Bradley Cooper. God, what is the name of that movie? It'll come back to me. But incredible cast. Incredible. cast. This is an Oscar-worthy movie, as in it has a lot of potential, a lot of promise. One that I will for sure be checking out. You guys, let me know your thoughts. Apparently, the trailer is supposed to be dropping later on today, so if so, I hope to do a reaction. So be on the lookout for that. Let's go to the MCU and to our first look at the upcoming Disney Plus series, Hawkeye. We have an image here that shows Kate Bishop and Jeremy Renner as Clint Barton, Hawkeye. Looks like it's going to be set on Christmas around the holidays, which makes sense because the series will premiere November 24th, which is a Wednesday. And you got to say, I mean, it's only a side shot, but a lot of promise from Haley Steinfeld's character. I can't wait to see her debut. Disney Plus has been killing it as far as their streaming service content goes. And it is clear Marvel is setting up the young Avengers when you consider all the other characters that they have introduced in previous Marvel Disney Plus content and in the MCU films as well. Exciting stuff. And lastly, we have another update from Emily Blunt regarding Fantastic Four casting rumors. Will she play Sue Storm? Here is what she said via Collider. It's always about story and playing a character I haven't done. It's not something I've felt the inclination to do before, but it's not something I turn my nose up at all. It's just that it hasn't been the right moment or the right thing. I take it she probably hasn't had a meeting with Kevin Feige yet. Kevin Feige, grab your best hat and get ready to sell Emily Blunt on not just doing one movie, but possibly a franchise. And if you're sick about me talking Emily Blunt, well, imagine how she feels getting asked that question by every person she does an interview with. So, yeah, there's that. Hopefully, Emily Blunt takes the role. Perfect casting, in my opinion. That's going to do it, guys. Thank you so much for joining me on Daily News Recap for July 29th. Stumbled a little bit. There was a lot of reading, but I appreciate you sticking through and hanging out with me as I talk about this. Of course, like I said, I will be watching The Suicide Squad in a couple hours, so I cannot wait for that. I'll be sure to share my thoughts, but for now, I'll let you guys go. Leave your comments below. Thank you for your time and subscriptions. Until next time, you guys have a good one.